Recovering after a mass shooting, we talked with a healthcare professional about how counselors might help a traumatized Albertville. We're hearing from the people who are suffering the most through this tragedy, how the families and friends of the victims are recovering from the shooting. We're also hearing from the friends of the shooter. They're mourning the loss of Andreas Horton and searching for answers as to why he shot two of his co-workers and injured two more before killing himself Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dan Schaefer. We want to begin with mental health concerns for people who were touched by this week's tragedy. As the people of Albertville try to get through the reality of the aftermath, Way 31's Alexis Scott spoke with a psychotherapist about what you can do to help feel better.
The mental health expert I spoke with says there are several things you can do, like going to be outside or just going to be with family. But he says trauma takes time, and it's something that you take day by day.
Traumatic event and emotional response is something that's natural. In that situation, if they're continuing, it's been a long time, they have went into some type of depression, post-traumatic stress syndrome, and having flashbacks, or restless, and all those different things. My number one recommendation is to seek therapy.
Travis Davis is a psychotherapist. He told me therapy and counseling for a traumatic event like the Mueller plant mass shooting is a priority. What happened Tuesday when Andreas Horton came to work and shot his co-workers inside the plant is even more traumatic. Not only did people know the victims, Michael Dobbins and David Horton, but they also knew and worked with the killer himself, who later took his own life. It's only been one day, and families are mourning and wanting to know why it happened. But Davis told me before any healing can start, if you are experiencing any mental issues, to notify someone so you can be your best self. But no, it all takes time.
The brain needs to retrain and reverse the effects of trauma.
Right now, law enforcement is trying to determine Horton's motive, and the Mueller company is offering counseling for its employees for the rest of the week. Reporting live in Huntsville, Alexis Scott, Way 31 News.
The Albertville community is grieving over the lives lost in Tuesday's shooting, including that of the suspected gunman. Way 31's Nicole Zedek spoke with a woman who personally knew Andreas Horton.
Here in Albertville, some community members are feeling conflicted as they mourn Andreas Horton, the suspected gunman who took his own life after killing two people and wounding two others.
For the families of the victims, I pray for Andy, his family, and friends, and I hope we have some type of closure and understanding of what happened.
What happened? That's what friends of Horton are trying to understand.
As far as anything that would indicate this horrific incident, no, nothing that I would know.
Adding that he was never a violent person before Tuesday's shooting inside the Mueller plant.
Never imagining that this could happen, or he would be the person to inflict injury on somebody else, because it just wasn't him. It's not him.
Police are still trying to figure out what caused Horton's violent outburst on Tuesday. And hopefully once they find a motive, it will bring some clarity to Horton's friends and family. Reporting in Albertville, Nicole Zedek, Way 31 News.
Many people are angry and confused tonight, but Way 31's Alex Torres Perez spoke to an employee who says she's not angry at the shooter.
It's just going to always be there. It's going to always be there.
It was the middle of her shift when Karen Porch heard there was an active shooter at work.
No training you can take to prepare yourself for this situation.
Police say an employee at the plant, Andreas Horton, shot and killed two people and injured two others.
It's different if a stranger came into our plant and started shooting, but it wasn't a stranger. It was one of our loved ones. It was one of our employees. It was our friend.
Porch described Horton as a quiet guy who never bothered anyone. She says she's not angry or upset with him.
And you can't be mad at one of your family members that might be going through something, although he did something horrific maybe. But now, I'm not ever going to say anything bad about Andy because he was a really nice guy. Even if he survived and went to prison, we still would love Andy and we still would feel for him.
She says she's just upset she couldn't do something to help him sooner.
You would think you knew your family working 8, 10, 12 hours a day, but you don't. I'll look around and we're like, have we missed something? Was there something going on that we didn't know about? Maybe he had a bad day, or maybe he was going through something personal. We missed something, and I hate that.
Reporting in Albertville, Alex Torres Perez, Way 31 News.
Katie Porch says she hopes all employees who are impacted by the mass shooting get the help they need. She says Union Hall is offering counseling for them from 9 to 5 this week.